September of 2023, it was the first time the state of Idaho went into a rapid response plan for quagga mussels. It's because for more than 15 years, the Idaho State Department of Ag was working to prevent these invasive mussels from, well, invading. And they did that through more than 1 million boat inspections and more than 15,000 water samples. But as soon as they were spotted, the state implemented that aggressive treatment plan as a rapid response to avoid these mussels from growing.
Here at Centennial Waterfront Park, crews are deploying these boxes along the Snake River. They're full of a copper-based formula called Natrix meant to eradicate the quagga mussels. The metered boxes have been placed along the Snake River from the Twin Falls Dam to Centennial Park. The treatment will take place over 10 days until October 13th. The formula is expected to dissipate about 16 miles downstream from Centennial Park. The Idaho State Department of Agriculture says they're acting fast and aggressive to stop a potential crisis that could impact Idaho's hydropower, irrigation, and recreation.
ISDA says that first treatment of this type and scale was the first ever in North American waters. Fast forward a year later to about now, and a small number of quagga mussels were again detected in the Snake River near Twin Falls. So how did we get here, and where do we go from here? Here's Hunter Funk.
What's happened in this year?
More stations, more hours, more cooperators, more communication. You name it, we have expanded it. We have doubled our sampling statewide, so we're not just focused on the Mid-Snake, even though that's an impacted area. We continue to be focused on the entire state. The invasive species program has really expanded. It is more important than it's ever been. The numbers that we saw of quagga mussels last year was a tiny amount. It's alarming, we don't want any. But it is by no means a massive infestation yet, and that's why we know we can treat. Fast forward to September of 2024, and we unfortunately got some results of villagers on the Snake River. However, we want to be really clear, there is a significant reduction in what we saw last year. And what we now know going into a treatment is like, we're going to treat again. We're going to do this big, giant thing all over again that no other state even attempts to do. But we're going to do it with a lot of lessons learned.
What are some of the things that you're approaching now for this next cycle that are different than how you approached it a year ago?
We are able to interpret the data with more complexity and more nuance and see some of the context around it. So last year, where we were very focused on where villagers are, that's where treatment goes. And I think we have confidence this year, I know we have confidence this year, to say we can go farther upriver. And that is a better treatment strategy without many downsides, and that's going to work better. And again, apply additional tools, additional treatment strategies.
Now, if you remember, that treatment is pretty strong and there's a high fish mortality. But if the mussels grow to a point where it's out of control, that fish can die from that. So it's because all that bacteria takes out all the good things in the water. So they're still being aggressive with it and hope for the best.
Okay, so I assume this is included in their budget. Where's this money coming from?
Yeah, so they actually were really smart. 2008, we talked about how they were already taking steps. Well, people buy those tags for their boats.
Right.
That money was going towards trying to prevent it.
Okay.
So all that money ended up getting used for last year, and then we just got approved $6.6 million by legislature to keep going towards this.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It's also very important to reiterate, I mean, rinsing off boats, any watercraft, I don't care if it's a kayak or a raft, make sure that's all washed off when you take it out of the water.
100%.
All right, thank you very much, Hunter.